Right then. Right, apologies I'm late again, but I've been out and I've just got in the door, so we're a little bit late tonight. What we're going to do tonight, first of all, we'll just check that the audio's okay, and then we'll go through some stuff. It's 22 people here. Thank you, guys. Thanks for hanging on for me. I really appreciate you. Really do. Right then, so I'm going to crack on. But as long as you guys let me know that the audio is okay. Is it a bit loud? I have turned the gain up. I did it last time purely because the microphone's a bit further away from me now. So I just wanted to make sure it's okay. Hi, Nanny. Hi, Terry Knowles Band again. Just let me know the audio's okay and we'll continue. I'm not going to be on too long tonight. It's a bit late. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Mocha. How you doing? Lovely jubbly. Blackjack. 5B5 Fab. Thank you. So tonight, because say it's a bit late. Hi, Gina. Are we a little bit loud? Are we? Let me know, and I'll turn it down a bit if we are. So, now, because we're a bit late, what we're going to do tonight, because I've been compiling a list of the suspects in the case, that all the suspects that have ever been. Because what I want to do, I want to, at the end of all these podcasts where I'm just, we're watching videos, we see, we're seeing the interviews, we're seeing what happened, and who was involved. We're going to get input from maybe some other people that have like little bits of videos and people that have given their view. And then we're going to do like probably another 2 after this live streams. And then I'm going to compile everything into about a half an hour documentary. It's going to take me a while to do, but I'm going to start on putting everything together. And then at the end of it, I'll give my opinion. So what I think happened. So instead of me just sat at home doing all this research on my own, watching all these interviews, looking up all the suspects and who could be involved and what are the likeliness, what did the police in Portugal say, and all these other things, I could just be doing that here, sat on my own, compiling it for a documentary. But because I like to do it live, so we all get input, I'm doing my actual research live with you. And then it will all go in at the end. It will go into like one, probably about 30 minutes, something like, well, I can't say for definite, but it'll be put into one documentary. So I hope you guys like the sound of that. Al said to me, you should do that. You should like try and get like one a month out or something. And then, discuss it on your live stream. So yeah, it'd be my first one I've ever done, obviously. So I've not got the sort of software that the big YouTubers have, but I can have a go. We've got to start somewhere. Right then, how are we all doing? We all appreciate. Well, thank you, and I like doing it with you as well. Hi Cosmic, how you doing? Hi everyone. Thank you, lovely jubbly. Hi Gannibal. That's an interesting name. Hi Lee, how you doing? So what we're going to do tonight, because I haven't finished compiling the list of suspects, and some of the things that I've looked at today blew my mind, right? So the thing is as well, like, I really want to show you the Richard D. Hall documentary. Hi, Alejandro. Oh, well, thank you, darling. How you doing, Kathy? I agree. I genuinely, from what I'm seeing, I'm glad you like it, sweetheart. I really am. From what I'm seeing, my mind has not been changed so far. It's not been changed. Right, nickname from team. So anyway, what I'm gonna just let you know what I've been doing now is I've been going through the suspects today, right? So we had Robert Murat. Now the next live stream that we do, because like I say, I'm not going to do it tonight because I haven't got time. So we're just going to watch some interviews tonight. That's all we're going to do. Watch a few old interviews. But the next stream, which will probably be, I don't think it'll be tomorrow, but I've got a lot to do, so it might be tomorrow, but I don't want to say. But I will be doing another one. At least there'll be at least another 2 of these, folks. And if people don't like the topic, then that's okay. They don't have to watch, do they? But, you know, people have been contacting me and saying, Penny, keep going, you know. There's stuff that we hadn't seen before, and the stuff that I haven't seen before that I'm finding. So what I'm going to do on the next one, we're going to go through the suspects, all the suspects that the police have ever looked at. So you've got Robert Murat, who was there that night, and all of the evidence against him and why they dropped him as a suspect. You've got the parents, who were both suspects. People forget that they were suspects. And I genuinely believe that the Portuguese police were right in the first place, and they had this case sorted within a week. But there was interference from the British government. So the parents, then we've got this German guy, Christian, I can't say his last name, but Brunnebecker or something like that. So you've got him, and then you've got the EFIT. Now, there was an EFIT. 2 separate witnesses seen a man. Right, let's just get this EFIT up. Let me just show you. Because what I'm going to do, right, when we do the next one, like I say, we're going to look in all the suspects. We're going to look at this German guy. And I genuinely don't think he had anything to do with it. But we're still going to have a look. Do you know something, folks, as well? Excuse me. The issues I'm having accessing the Madeleine McCann PJ files, which was if you're not aware, Highland Edge, YouTube husband, I'm going to start doing them races again. I know you keep on asking me. I need to buy the software. Once I buy the software, because I can't be doing with the ads, we'll do the races again. Alan Edge, just let things calm down a bit, because it's just madness. Oh, thank you, Gina. Appreciate that. Thank you, Kathy. So now this EFIT I'm going to show you now, right? 2 witnesses seen one person, and I can't type. It's because I'm rushing and I've not had a cuppa or anything yet. Right. 2 people seen one person, and this is where things get muggled up. And people said that they thought that it was the Podesta brothers. Now, I had to refresh my memory on a lot of that with those 2. When I started doing that, when I started refreshing some of the PIZZA gate stuff, which I think a lot of it was just Q nonsense, but I think there's always truth within the nonsense. I genuinely do. I think there's truth in nonsense, and that's why they do it to like muddy the waters, right? When I started looking at that again, I forgot just how sick that John Podesta was. And the stuff that I was seeing, I could not show you here. I just couldn't show you because it's just so sick. So there's things doing the rounds, and there's people saying that these 2. Now, let me just show you this. I've got to be really careful here. I'm going to actually debunk something here. Okay. Yeah, I'll do Christmas and everything. Well, I'm taking different vitamins now, so hopefully I won't be ill over winter. I'm taking really high strength, all natural stuff. So zinc, vitamin C, D, everything. And my hair's growing so fast. And I had a bit of a blip last week, I think it was. I got a bit of a sore throat, but they were spraying, so it could have been that. Okay, so now these are, again, I can't cover it that much on here. I might, yeah, I do it all. I do all of it. Okay. Yeah. So you can't talk about them a lot. Now, this one here, that's Tony, I think. He was, correct me if I'm wrong, because there's going to be people that will get this right now. He was chief of staff for Hillary Clinton. All right. He's got ties to Egg Stain. All right. He was his brother. That's John, I think. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. His art collection is, I couldn't show it here. It is so bad, right? I'm gonna have to start doing Odyssey or something, because what I would like to do is play all of the Richard D. Hall documentaries on this, and they're hours and hours long, and I've managed to get hold of them because they've been removed off the tubes. So we'll do like a watch party on all of the stuff that he's done, but it won't be on YouTube. So bear with me for that, and I'll get something set up. But in the meantime, so people were saying that these two, okay, that's right. Basically, this is the e-fit that the Portuguese put out. And you can see the similarities. But I do want to debunk something here, because it makes out like they thought that they're putting out two separate people. It was actually one person who two witnesses seen that night. So two separate witnesses seen the same person, right? And they are, one e-fit done by one person looks like him, and one e-fit done by the other witness looks like him. But the conspiracy theorists jumped on this because apparently one of them was in the vicinity. What are the chances? Someone said that, oh, it looks like the Podesta brothers, and lo and behold, one of them was there. But anyway, forget that at the moment. So all the conspiracy theories were jumping on this, saying it's the Podesta brothers. No, this is one. There was one person, and one person seen that one person seen that one. Clearly, whoever it was a mixture of the two, but they're brothers, so there would be similarities. One's just fatter. So that no one is saying the witnesses did not see two people, the same one, but the e-fit is similar but different. Okay. So when we want to look into these two, because if you remember, when these two were being discussed about being possible suspects, they then reeled out that German guy, and no one talks about this anymore. No one talks about this e-fit and the fact that they look like them. Obviously, it's not both, it'll be one or the other because there was only one scene. No one talks about that anymore, because they're all talking about this Christian Becca, whatever he's called. Aren't they close, Mocker? So my next stream, we are going to be going through all the suspects, but I've got to be so careful. Hi, Susan. No, I wasn't out. I was just out with the dogs and stuff. I wish I was going out. Saturday night, living the dream. Back home for like just gone 10. I'm waiting for a cup of tea, but I'm talking to you guys, so you know. So again, tonight it's not going to be a long one, and we're just going to be having a chat, having a catch up, discussing the case and watching some videos. At the moment, the vote was for people want me to continue with this. I think it's disgusting. And when I do my documentary, and I'm going to explain all this as well, right? But when I do the documentary, I'm gonna give you what I think, but at the moment I'm just going to tell you now, I believe that Madeleine was not abducted. She possibly was going to be sold and it didn't go right, so they took her. But I found part of these McCann PJ files, and for those of you who don't know what they are, and the UK government have shut them down, I'm going to try accessing them with my VPN at a different country. I've only got snippets of them, but I don't know if you guys are aware, and I wasn't aware of this, right? Because I've never gone this deep into this. I should have. Didn't the mother die of cancer? No, mother's still alive. Did you guys know that in August 2008, just over a year after Madeleine disappeared, that the Portuguese police, because they've got different laws over there and they have to do this. Honestly, we are so censored here. It's like living in communist China. The Portuguese police released the files of everything, and I mean everything that they had on the parents, everything. They released DVDs of CCTV. They released the interviews with the parents. They released absolutely everything in these files, which are open to the public. But when you try and access them from DuckDuckGo, I use a VPN always. I never go online without a VPN, but I usually have it in the UK. Hang on, I'm just putting a hoodie on because I'm a bit cold. Oh, it won't let me get in, and that's on DuckDuckGo as well. But I managed to get one page up, and the Portuguese, honest to God, that they had this case solved. When something doesn't make any sense, because this case doesn't make any sense, right? That's just the end of it. It doesn't make any sense. Why would you leave your children? Now, according to witnesses in those files, one parent was always present with those children every night. They never left the children. This leaving the children and going for a meal was concocted after. One parent was always with, according to the bar staff at that Ocean Club where they were, one parent from that group, the Tapas 8 or whatever it was, 6-8, was always gone, missing, because there was one with all the kids. But because of their elaborate story that Madeleine was stolen, they couldn't say that, could they? Because then how would they explain why nobody seen the abductor or stopped them? Oh, Lottie, I really appreciate you. I will get back to you properly, sweetheart. I'm a bit behind on messages, but I do really, really appreciate you, darling. Thank you. We'll catch up properly, all right? So this is what I've been reading in these files. So think about logically, right? When something like doesn't make any sense, there's a reason why it doesn't make any sense. This case is just full of nonsense. If you go back to the original statements that are in those files, and it's all been covered up, by the way. It's all been covered up. That's what I'm saying, Gina. No, there was always one parent from that group that stayed with all the children. This is the bar staff confirmed it. But if there was one parent with all the children at all times, they couldn't have said that she was abducted, because how would they explain it? If, like, let's just say that one of the friends, let's just say that on that night it was Jerry watching them, or one of the friends, because the other parents had kids as well. I'm going to show you that in a minute. Okay. all the kids were put into one apartment of a night time, and there was a parent there. They never left the kids, according to bar staff at the Ocean Club. They never left the children, because every single night when the parents were dining, the staff said, and the British police shut them down, because remember, the British police came over, got involved immediately, the government did, and shut it all down. See, we need to go back to the beginning, the initial witness statements, what the Portuguese police said initially, to get to the facts, because everything after that first week has just become nonsense and gaslighting, and it doesn't make any sense. And then you get all these elaborate stories, and then you get to the point where people just go, do you know what, it hurts my head, fuck it. Exactly, Gina. They were right, according to staff at the club. Every night when the parents dined, there was always one missing, a different one every night. So the parents took it in turns for one parent to stay with the children a night. They were never, those twins and Maddie, again, I'm telling, according to the bar staff, were never alone. That would wipe the abduction story out the window, because it's nonsense. So whatever happened in that apartment, and all of the tapas 6 know, according to the bar staff, because they would know if those parents were there every night, all of them present, which is what they say happened. They left them every night. The bar staff could confirm it. So that's another one I have been briefly looking into, Mocha. Well, this is why, Sid, I've had so many people ask me to look at this case, so that's why we're looking at it. I've had loads of people over the years ask me, and I've followed it from day one, but only to a certain degree. Exactly, lovely jubbly. Only to the point of looking what's in the mainstream media. I've never gone deep like I have and looked at witness statements, and it's pretty mind-blowing. So anyway, I've been waffling on now for the last 22 minutes, but it's more of like a catch-up of where I am with what's happening, and I'm going to play a few videos of the earlier stuff, and I've managed to find a really, really short video. I didn't know that Eva Sue's about until I started reading these statements. I had to go into DuckDuckGo, deep into Reddit, to find out some links for some of these files that have been hidden. A lot of it has been scrubbed from the internet, and when I did get into the files, it comes up with, you are not allowed. This is, you know what it says? This is a dangerous site, right? It's the Portuguese police who put it onto this file, onto this website in 2008. It says, this site is dangerous. If you want to continue, click here, but we're warning you it's not safe. So I was like, right, okay, I'm all right. I'll click it. I've got a VPN on. I'll click it. I'm safe. I clicked it. Nothing happened. So they ask you, do you want to go anyway? You say yeah, and then nothing happens. Whatever went on in that time with that family, again, this is my opinion that I formed from seeing what I've seen. I'm not saying that this is definite, right? From what I'm seeing, the police had it solved, and because these people have got power, whoever they know, because these people are high up, hello Marge, they have had someone, and then someone else has interfered from the high up in the UK to stop this from being solved. That's how it seems to me. There's corruption from the top. Whether it was an accident or not, our government got involved. How you doing, Marge? Let me just sort your wrench out. Hang on. If you're watching AI, check your WhatsApp, please. Right. Okay. Oh shit, my phone's gonna die. Oh. Right, hit the like, guys, if you enjoy the content. I do really appreciate it. I'm here to listen tonight. Not seen you for ages. How you doing? I'm just finished up cleaning an apartment and I'm on time crunch. Yeah, this community thing, I don't understand it, because I don't have. There's a new beta thing on some channels where they've got like their own community, and basically it means that people can like talk to each other properly. Right, I'm just having a quick look at this now. Right, 57 watching. Hit the like, guys, hit the like. Okay, so yeah, so if that's true, if I can't, because I'm charging my laptop at the same time. Hang on, what's my laptop on? Right, my laptop's full. Just bear with me. I'm just going to unplug it. I've only got one thing. If that's true about them taking it in turns, right? Look at, one of them staying with the children and the bar staff confirming that happened, right? Because they would know that there was always one missing. If that's true, then the kidnap story is gone. But it doesn't make any sense. Why would somebody, how would they even know that the children were alone, for a start? Why didn't the twins wake up? But how would a baddie know that there was children on their own in that apartment? Why wasn't Maddie screaming and kicking and doing what little girls, little kids do? Someone broke into your apartment. Also, the curtains were moved. There was blood found on the curtains. Why was the blood found on the curtains if she got taken from the bedroom? Anyway, what we're going to do, we're going to watch a few videos, and then we will, like I say, the next one will be going through all the suspects. So let me just see what we've got here, because I've been back to as far back as I can go. Right. Do you know that they launched, this is on the 6th, hang on, let's get this up now. Now this here, what I'm going to show you now, was on the 16th of May. Madeleine was taken, allegedly, on the 3rd of May, 2007, yeah? And on the 16th of May, just under 2 weeks after she'd allegedly been taken, they already had started with the fundraising. Now, this fundraising thing that's really popular in these days, everyone seems to, when someone goes missing or something happens, they just seem to be fundraising, don't they? Like instantly. And it is bizarre. Now, it wasn't really done then, was it? This was like the first one that I know of where as far as I can remember, this is the first big case where it was all pushing for fundraising. Because before this, I don't remember, because remember the internet, 2007, it'd been out a while, but it was not the way it is now. Doing this massive appeal for money was literally unheard of. So if this happened today, we'd be used to, what I'm trying to say is, if this happened today, we'd be so used to seeing this sort of thing when people go missing, like when Jay Slayer went missing and the mom. No, it was the friend who's disappeared, who's done a runner, by the way, and it didn't turn up for court. It was her that set up the GoFundMe just like an hour after he'd gone missing. Now, we've become that accustomed to that happening that this doesn't seem shocking now. But at the time, this was unheard of, setting up money. Now, it's only been 13 days since. And this is apparently Jerry's sister. Correct me if I'm wrong again, but I think this is Jerry's sister, and she's been staunchly defending the parents as well, by the way. So this is them setting up the money.
Well, personally, I'm heartened by the support I've received today in Parliament. There have been lots of suggestions from the top to some of the lesser but as much appreciated individuals within
240, this terrible picture. Why were Parliament involved? This is what you got to ask these questions. Why were there so much high up people involved in this stuff? It doesn't make any sense, does it?
in the Parliament. I have been galvanised by their support, and I take on board some of their ideas, which I have found very helpful. Thank you.
Could you give us an idea of what the Chancellor offered you in advice?
Well, the Chancellor, more than anything, gave me some moral support. And
right, if you remember, the Chancellor at the time was Gordon Brown, who then took over really quickly after this. Gordon Brown was involved within a day. Did you know that? These people are all connected. They're high up.
And his advice.
Why would the aunt be this deep in it? Going to Parliament, setting up funds and everything. From day one, this was dodgy.
I'd like to firstly share with my brother before I share it with the rest of the country, and keep him in the loop rather than the media and people. I'm sure at some point you will be made aware of the suggestions that have been made, but for now I'd like...
Anybody seeing these people here and thinking they look like Freemasons, don't they? They've all got that look, haven't they?
To mull them over with my family, because they deserve to hear them first, quite frankly. What, the light-hearted mood when there was much of the jocularity or the support for the family? I presume you mean the second. Yes.
Do you hear that? You couldn't really hear it then, but he's basically saying, why is everything so light-hearted? And she's like, what do you mean? You know, just listen to that. I couldn't quite hear the question, but remember, 13 days on, and the media were nothing like they are now. They were totally different. I'm going to show you that in a moment as well, why the media changed. All of the media now, not one of them will question these people. They have been given like a D notice on it. They can't question the parents at all. That's not right. That is not a free press. We are not in a free country. The police are not independent. The justice system's not independent. The media aren't independent. We are not in a democracy, folks. Because we know there's two-tier policing. We know there's two-tier justice. We know the media are not really doing their job. And this proves it. But here, they're asking questions. What's the matter, George? Took you out. What's the matter?
What, the light-hearted mood when there was much of the jocularity or the support for the family? I presume you mean the second.
Yeah,
yes, it was very heart-rending. It really...
So they're saying, why was she joking and laughing? Oh, it's heart-rending. Heart-rending.
It does help you to know that so many people support you and my family.
Who's that? He looks familiar.
It's really, really nice.
Weird. Very weird.
Well, personally,
So I've been like literally, I don't know whether you guys are finding this helpful, but I'm going more and more finding like stuff out. They are, but there used to be at least semi-question stuff. Oh, what bird's that? Is that a sparrow? Oh, can you hear George? He's chewing the tray that my laptop's on. Nope, never found the body. Georgie started tapping me again. Now he's chewing this. It's because I think he wants attention all the time. One of the again, there's going to be several of these streams. We'll be looking into that lady as well, that Wendell, what's her name? But before we continue, I just want to show you something. Hi, April. I'm going to have to go on my phone and have a look because I can't see it on there. Go to channel. Yeah, is it Sir J? Oh. The channel was made a week ago. It could be anyone, couldn't it, basically? Don't know who it is. Hang on a minute. Why's my phone doing that? Right, sorry, I'm just getting distracted by stuff again. Right, duck, go. Now, I just want to show you something, all right? Before we watch any more of these videos, it's just reminded me. Just bear with me, please. AI, if you're watching, can you check the WhatsApp, please? It was the Daily Express. Because I remember, like, at the time, the media changed overnight. Like I say, I was 26, right? I was 26, and I was like working full time and having, we're not really noticing things, but you don't really watch the news, do you? But even then, I remember thinking to myself, this ain't right, because you don't really pay much attention, like, at that age, do you? Oh, God, I can't find the article. Hold on a minute. I've got it in my emails, and I'll show you. I want to show you something. And I can't bloody find it now. I will find it, though. You know Netflix. You know I showed little clips of Netflix, by the way, the other day. Straight away. Oh, you can't show that. I had to cut it out. To cut bits of it out. Right, I'm not seeing the chat because I'm just looking for something. Just bear with me a sec, folks. It's 2008, I think. Come on. Come on, I can find it. Come on. Right, here we go. It's in the Telegraph. Hang on. Telegraph won't let me look at old stuff. They won't let me look at anything. Just bear with me. Right. No, that's not it. That's from 2012. By the way, that search last week ended in absolutely nothing, by the way. They found animal bones, I think it was, and something else. So there's an article here from 2007, and I don't think it's going to let me look. No, it's not. So basically, they stopped the Express from questioning them. They were suing a Portuguese newspaper. Now, you know all that money that were the fighting fund, yeah? A lot of it was going on shutting people up. How can all that money, we need to find out as well, which will be another part of another one, thank you, how much money they actually got and where did it go? Because they never, you know, you can spend billions. It doesn't mean you're going to find her. And surely if she were taken, right, you'd have a massive bloody reward fee. So the baddie, if there was a baddie, could have just like took the money and run, you know? Right. Let me just... I will find it. If I don't find it now, I'll find it next time. Because I know it was the Express. Anyway, how are we all doing? What we've been up to today while I'm looking for this? Anything nice? On Saturday night? These weeks are just like turning into one, aren't they? Go so fast. Right. So they sued. They were threatening to sue. They were threatening to sue a Portuguese newspaper. Right. It's wanting me to buy. I'm going to have to pay. I can't do it now because I'm skint, right? But at some point, I'm going to have to buy this because if you take out that £25 a year with the Telegraph, you get full access to all of their back catalogue, and their back catalogue is including every single article that was written by them when this first happened, and any other case we want to look at. If we want to look at any other missing person or anything like that. Hang on, what's George barking at? Hang on. I just want to shut my curtain because I got my curtains are open and people can see in, and I don't like it. It's weird. Creeps me out. I don't know what you're looking at, George, but I'm going to shut the curtain over. All right? Don't look out the window. Right. You guys should be able to see this now, right? What's the matter? What can you see? Oh, hang on a minute. I don't know what George can see. Where's Al? What can you see, George? I can't see anything, but George can see something. He's barking at the window. What can you see? Just hold on a minute, folks. Hang on. He's a great guard dog, isn't he? Al said there's lots and lots of hedgehogs running around on the grass. Okay, right. At least we know what it is. He's a really good guard dog. Okay, so this article here, look at this, right? This is from March 2008, right? So up to this time, the papers and the media were asking the right questions. They were asking common sense questions. This doesn't make any sense. And then these pair, after their fighting fund started, this was in March, they sued the Daily Express. This was the start of it. They then sued the Portuguese newspaper. And this is why, to this day, the media will not say anything bad about the parents because of what they did to them. Look at this. This is March 2008. There's the date there, right? So she'd been missing less than a year. And they won an apology in court. And we all know they're all friends with the judges and all that stuff. So I can't read it all because, look, I can make an account for 7 days, but I want to pay for the year because we can search a lot of stuff. But at the moment I can't. But at some point in the future, I will do. We'll get access. So Kate and Jerry McCann have won libel damages. I say I can't read the rest of it. Worth over $500,000, and that was in 2008. So that was a lot more than it is now. And forced 2 national newspapers to publish front page apologies for repeatedly implying that they were killing their missing daughter, Madeleine. So there you go, right? I'll link it because if anyone's got the Express thing and you can access their, their website. I hate it when they go behind a paywall. You can read it. There's the link. Now, this is why every little thing you see now is pro the parents because of that. And there you go. They won over $500,000. And it says, where is it now? Look at this. Kate and Jerry McCann are understood to be pleased with the deal. Why on earth would they want money for, if you just wouldn't, would you? You who would be thinking about suing a newspaper? No, it's not bad. I've got a lot of expenses. I can't express to you how much these animals, the wildlife is killing me. It's gone up to now. I'm spending about £60-70 a week on all the bird stuff. And then my StreamYard and everything else. So I just don't have to spare cash. But soon, when I can afford it, I will get that because I think that's going to be worth it. So I just wanted to show you that because if you remember the other day, and I kept saying to you guys that something happened. Now I remember this, but it's so vague. Here we go. Right, I found the original BBC article. There we go. I'm going to have to make it bigger. Well done, the BBC. You're good for something. They've archived it. Look, that's their old website before it. Yeah, here we go. There we are. Yeah, 19th of March 2008. So this is why the media will not touch the parents now. The Express, Daily Express, the Daily Star and the Sunday Express are also printing front page apology. Look at this. Kate and Jerry McCann, sorry. Kate and Jerry McCann, sorry. The Daily Express and the Daily Star. Now, once they do that, then all of the newspapers are not going to go near these people. Yeah. Oh, Lottie, that's really kind. Oh, darling, I'll put that towards my thing. Thanks, sweetie. Thank you, darling. Oh. That will go towards it. Thank you. Why is it doing? So what was that there then? Some hedgehogs?
Yeah.
Oh, I really appreciate that, Lottie. I really do. Thank you so much. So I found this on the BBC. Now, because of this, no other newspapers are going to go near them, right? They were wrong to suggest that the couple of Rothley in Leicestershire were responsible for the death of for Madeleine's death. The McCanns say the money will go to the Find Madeleine campaign. Well, where did that get you? Just saying. In a statement read out behalf of the McCanns at the High Court on Wednesday, they said they were pleased that the Express newspapers had admitted the utter falsity of the numerous stories written about them over many months. I want to find the stories that they've written. I'm guessing it's been wiped off the internet. Their spokesman, Clarence Mitchell, who was working with them, yeah, good point, Mocker, added that the allegations had caused them great distress. It is understood that the sum donated to the campaign doubles the amount left in the fund. So there's what was it, over $1 million in there, and that's after they've spent stuff. And it says about they disappeared. Parents who have been named as suspects in the case by Portuguese police, but have always denied any involvement. The settlement was confirmed at a High Court hearing, although the amount of damages was not formally disclosed, but it's said to be just over $500,000. It came after Wednesday's editions of the Daily Express and Daily Star both carried front page apologies under the headline, Kate and Jerry McCann, sorry. It said that it accepted a number of articles in the newspaper had suggested that the couple had caused the death of their missing daughter and then covered it up. It also acknowledged there was no evidence to support that theory. Why would the newspapers, I'm sorry, but why would the newspapers do that and risk? If the newspapers would not print stuff like that without anything. Sorry, but exactly though, Cosmic Wartoad, the Sun did have to apologise, but after the Sun had to apologise about that to Liverpool fans about the Hillsborough thing, newspapers by that point are not going to make the same mistake. They are not going to accuse unless there's something there. I want to read these articles because I want to know why did they say it? What was in there, you know? So the paper added that Mr. and Mrs. McCann are completely innocent of any involvement. How would the newspaper be able to declare that? Further apologies are expected in the publication's sister Sunday titles at the weekend. The libel action related to more than 100 stories across 4 titles, including 42 in the Daily Express. Can you see the power that these people have got? If this was a normal working class couple, they would have been arrested and charged, and they'd be in a Portuguese jail now, probably extradited back to the UK. I don't know. To finish their time there, I don't know. Because they're so powerful, they get accused and they go to the High Court with who's it, Clarence Mitchell. Max Clifford got involved as well at one point. This is not your normal people. Now, after I've done this, we're going to start to look at the Ben Needham case, if you want me to. You see, I'd start a true crime channel, but that'll be a 4th channel. This is what I'm just going to do. I've included true crime into the Curious Bunny now. So it's anything that piques my interest that's curious and intriguing will be going on here. So that's why I'm covering things like this as well. So a spokesman for the company said, the paper, we have nothing to add to what will be said in court and in our titles. Richard Bilton, BBC News special correspondent, said one of the couple's representatives had said the response of the newspaper group was much more responsible than they were perhaps initially with the articles. Media commentator Roy Greenslade said that for 2 national newspapers to carry front page apologies at the same time was unprecedented. I think it is an amazing stand-down U-turn by the Express. This does not happen. This just does not happen unless there's a lot of money and a lot of people involved. They didn't just apologise, they had to pay over $500,000 and apologise. Did the newspaper not put their side across? Were they not allowed to? And this is why every article after this date, which is what I was saying the other day, is pro the McCanns. Every article. Because of this. This set a precedent, this did. Clearly Express lawyers felt this case should settle without a high-profile trial, which it would be. I would have loved to have seen that. As a result, have saved considerable costs. This is what I'm saying. Look, guys, it is certainly a warning sign to newspapers in the future. If they're going to speculate, they've got to be very careful about what they speculate about. Now, if this was now, this wouldn't have happened because of the way social media is. What would they do now? What would they do if it was this 2025 and this had happened? What would they have done? Sued Twitter, sued the whole of the internet because it's bigger than what it was before. Anyway, so now you can see why they're all pro McCanns. Right then, before we go, so it's not a long one tonight, it's just a quick catch up. We're going to watch some of these old videos if you want me to. So let's go back. So when she first went missing, I just want to see. And so anything past March 2008, we know is bias by the media. Isn't Clarence Mitchell the royal correspondent for the BBC or somebody like that? I remember the name. Right. So, God, there's so much. What's this one? Hang on. Now, there's another one here. Look at this. I'll show you this. There's another article here. These people have got so much money and so much power. They are literally bullying anybody who goes. Look at this one. This article's more than 12 years old. Madeleine McCann contempt case. Retired solicitor was also found guilty. Tony Bennett given suspended sentence for publishing claims that Kate and Jerry McCann caused their daughter's death. Look at the pair of bullies. This was 2013. 21st of Feb 2013. Do you remember they were suing the Portuguese police officer as well? They went to court over Bennett's actions, not to punish him, yes, of course, but to put a stop to his repeated conduct. Why are all the judges on their side? A retired solicitor who published claims that Madeleine McCann's parents caused her death has been given a suspended jail sentence. Mr. Justice Tugendhat said 65-year-old Tony Bennett, I wonder what's happened to him now, deliberately flouted legal undertakings given in November 2009. Remember, because of the 2008 thing, it set a precedent, and then it was obviously put into law in 2009 that are not to repeat allegations about the couple. He said his conduct was so serious that nothing less than a custodial sentence of 3 months suspended for 1 year would reflect the harm he had done. People talk about there's no free speech now. It died here with this. Finding Bennett guilty of contempt of court, Tugendhat said, I am sure that he intended to allege that the claimants are to be suspected of causing the death of their daughter, and did in fact dispose of her body, lie about what happened, and covered up what they'd done. The London High Court judge said he was satisfied that Bennett of Harlow was in breach of the undertakings in each of the 13, they love that number, representative instances before the court. So suing the newspapers gave them precedent. You couldn't make this up. So then they also sued a Portuguese newspaper. This is the equivalent. This is modern day book burning. Oh, you can't see it. Sorry. My mistake. I didn't know that StreamYard was doing that again, playing silly buggers. Okay, so here you go. Another one. Another one. You're going to prison for 3 months. We'll suspend it if you're good, but you're going to prison for 3 months for accusing. Now, before anyone starts, I am reading articles out. So there's no law, as far as I'm aware, of looking through these articles. And we've got another one. We have another one. Look at this. Portuguese police now. Look at this. Apologise. Portuguese police apologise. They've apologised as well for the way I handled it. Portuguese newspaper as well. The couples were made suspects in September 2007. You couldn't make it up. You could not make it up. And you know, I genuinely believe that all of the media know the truth, but they're scared to say anything. And they're just going to focus on this Christian Brudecker dude, which, yeah, is a wrong un, right? He's currently in prison till September. He's convicted of raping a 72-year-old woman. Now, on my next one, we are going to look back. I'm going to show you some of the crimes that this guy's done and the evidence for why they think that he's done this, which at the moment there is zero evidence. He's a wrong un, yeah. But I want to look at the evidence. So there's that. You can't see it again, for God's sake, StreamYard. It's getting late now, isn't it? Right, before we go, a couple more videos. Are you guys still, obviously I'll leave this up, but are you guys still intrigued with this case? Do you still want me to go back, or? Now, there's so many interviews that I've got. We're going to go through all of these, not now. We're going to do one now. Now, they did an interview on the 12th of May. Oh, that was 2011. Sorry, my mistake. That was 2011. They actually went to Slovakia. They did a tour, right? They went on Slovakian TV. Hi, Paula. No lie. And did interviews with Slovakian TV. They met the Pope. They became mini celebrities. Does that sound like, you know, what you would imagine? You just try and imagine how you would feel. Well, I know it's pretty much difficult, but right. So let's watch some of these videos. Now, this is the 6th of May. This 3 days later. Let's get this up. Bye, Herman. It's only a short one, but this was 3 days after. So give you an idea of how they were 3 days later.
We would like to thank everyone here in Portugal.
Flashing lights, guys. If anyone's got, you know, epilepsy or anything, look away now.
The UK and elsewhere for all your support during this extremely difficult time for our family.
No tears.
We are pleased that the family liaison officers from Leicestershire are now working closely with the Portuguese police and in keeping us informed. We have no further information regarding the investigation, but appreciate the significant efforts everyone is making on our behalf. We would again like to appeal for any information, however small, that may lead to the safe return of Madeleine.
3 days on. I wouldn't be able to stand up. I'll watch a couple more. I'd like to think so, Herman, but I doubt it. But who knows? You see, we're also going to be looking at one point again. There's so much. That of this girl that says that it's her. God, there's so much here to go through. We could literally just do one whole stream just watching these videos. This was the 5th of June 2007, what we're about to see now. So it was a month and a couple of days. George is he's coming to start tapping me now. Hi, Georgie. Did you have a nice walkies? You met one of your new doggy friends, didn't you? Right, this was Crime Watch, June 2007. I would like to do an entire stream. Hi, Mandy. I would like to do an entire stream on just watching back these videos. Just check it's you. Why is my phone? Not my phone is just burnt. Oh, man. I've got S23 Ultra. Ever since this update, my phone's just getting really hot and it's not letting me give you a wrench or anything. There you go. Can someone just check that I can? It won't let me check it. Just make sure it is Mandy. Really? Have you got anything? It will be, yeah, Nanny. Just let me know. Do you want me to continue? My phone just won't let me go to... It's just been playing up. It's because it's so hot. Right, so this was a month later. And they're on Crime Watch. So... But guys, if you would like me to, one of these streams, it won't be this one and it won't be the next one. If you want me to, I can put all these videos in order and we can watch them all. Why am I buffering?
Again, obviously we've had a lot of people come forward already, which is fantastic, and we're really hoping that anybody who has any information will still come forward in case they weren't aware of all the facts.
I think it's important that the last appeal.
Do you know that the mother's only 39 in these videos, you know? That's mad, isn't it? She's like nearly 5 years younger than me now. She looks older, doesn't she? He's got Rungan vibes, isn't he? Who thinks he's got Rungan vibes?
From the UK was just over 2 weeks ago, and since then the Portuguese police have released a description of a suspect, and so there may be people who aren't aware of that description. This
is the Robert Murat, I think. I'm not sure, but we will be looking at that again on the next one. We're going to be going through each suspect and what evidence the police had against each one, and see what come of it, if anything.
They've maybe been here. And I think we would absolutely want to make sure that every single bit of information out there is brought to the police's attention, because it might just be that key bit of information that helps us and the police solve who took him.
Did you notice that then? Did you notice that then, folks? When he said who took her, and because he knows no one took her. Watch.
Is brought to the police's attention, because it might just be that key bit of information that helps us and the police solve who took him.
Seems swallowing.
Key witness sighting.
Yeah. Did you say that? It seems swallowing.
Just describe to me what it was.
So of the suspects seen in the area. Okay, I think this is certainly to us. We think this is very important that around the time that Madeleine was found to be missing, shortly before that, there was a suspect seen.
When he mentions missing, watch how uncomfortable he looks. And the blinking and the swallowing as well.
Found to be missing. Shortly before that, there was a suspect seen walking away from the apartment with probably carrying a child. And
probably carrying what?
Description of him that went out. He is approximately.
Did I just hear what he just said? A witness said he was probably carrying a child. What? This is why I like looking back at these old videos, because you can see, what we know now, which is a lot. Like Blackjack is in Canada, not really aware of this case that much, are you? So you've probably not seen these before. So it's really interesting to hear what Blackjack's saying. Let me just get some of his comments up, because obviously this is a massive case in the UK. Blackjack being from Canada. There you go. 1,000,000%. I agree, Blackjack. And the fact that all the newspapers got sued for this as well, I think says a lot. Let's get this back up. It feels like he's very controlling of the mum as well. Yeah, I thought you'd heard of it, but I bet you've not watched as much constant coverage, have you? It was the biggest missing person case in the world, other than John Benet Ramsey. But you wouldn't be as aware as we would. So you probably haven't seen as many interviews as us. I do wonder what this community number thing is about. I don't understand it.
35 years of age, approximately 1.75 m. There was a little bit of discrepancy, I think mainly in conversion. I think the initial description said 170, but
he's dead, isn't he, April? I've not even looked into that yet. Nah, don't worry about it, Blackjack. Look at when he worked for Celtic FC and the amount of sex offenders who worked there. Who? Jerry? Oh, really? Yeah, I've not seen one tier. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it, Susabelle?
I went into 5'10", so I think you can assume, around about 5'8", 5'9", something like that. He had dark hair.
He actually said
parted
possibly carrying a child. Listen.
Conversion, I think the initial is approximately 35 years of age, approximately 1.75 m. There's a little bit of discrepancy.
What he's coming out with is to rehearse approximately this, approximately that. It's just, guys, this is only a month later. This is only 4 weeks later. We forget this. Is that game over too? Let me just check. Oh, for the love of God, it's not letting me check. Hold on. Can someone just check that that's the real game over too? Because my phone is just overheating. Punch of the narrative. Fucking thing. I've got the S23 Ultra, right, and I've updated it to that One UI shit. And my phone is getting so hot all the time. Right, just bear with me a sec. Fucking thing. Right. Yeah, it's you. It's working now. I'll give you a wrench, bud. Hi, Julie. How you doing, love? He attended the weird boarding school. How you doing, mate? Good to see you again. It's been a while. It's a mad case, you know. And you see, the thing is, because we haven't looked into it for a long time. I'm going through it all. And like, this is the 5th of June, right? Just a month later. And look how composed he is. The mom, the impression I'm getting is that the mom is racked with guilt or something. And it's like he won't let her speak. It's weird. It's like, but then she's not crying, but is she scared of him, you know?
Suspect seen walking away from the apartment with probably carrying a child.
Probably.
And,
how can a suspect be seen walking away from the apartment, probably carrying a child? That is the biggest nonsense I've ever heard in my life. Have you ever heard anything so ridiculous?
A description of him that went out. He is approximately 35 years of age, approximately 1.75 m. There was a little bit of discrepancy, I think mainly in conversion. I think the initial description said 170, but went into 5'10". So I think you can assume, around about 5'8", 5'9", something like that. He had dark hair, parted to one side, slightly longer at the back. I was wearing a dark jacket, slightly longer than a suit jacket, and light coloured trousers, which may have been beige or mustard colour.
I've never heard so much shit in my life. Is this supposed to be from a witness description? He's acting like he's seen this witness. He's supposed to be describing what somebody else seen. It's nonsense. Probably carrying a child. He's literally, I don't know where he's getting this from, but do you know, every single video that I've got on this, and I've got a lot now, I'm adding them all the time, because I do think we should just do a whole stream of just watching these clips, right? You should read the comments. Every single comment, like, there's not one that doesn't question them. Not one. And you will never see her being interviewed without him. He controls everything.
And dark shoes. So fairly distinctive clothing. And, I think it's very important that if anyone...
Sorry, just to interrupt as well, right? Shouldn't the police be describing this witness that's seen this man? Why is he describing what allegedly a witness seen of probably, and it's his word, probably carrying a child? How can a witness probably be carrying a child? He's describing it, and it doesn't make any sense why he's describing it. It should be the police, surely. It should be the police saying, right, this is the description. Why is he doing this? Surely his job on here now should be pleading. And I mean, pleading. Whoever's took our daughter, please bring her back. Madeleine, if you've wandered out the apartment and you're lost, go and tell a police officer, or look at, see if you see an adult. But it's just, there's no emotion there. There's no appeal. He's appealing about a witness in a different country on a UK programme. It just doesn't make any sense. And remember, this is all before March 2008, when the media got sued and everyone had to stop questioning these two in the media.
has seen a man matching those description in and around Praia da Luz leading up to it, not just on the night, but possibly even in the days beforehand. It's very, very important that they come forward, and they may, you know, be able to give a much better facial description than what the police have released at the minute. And of course, someone watching may have a good idea who that person is.
Again,
Right,
obviously, we've had
pause that. I do really feel that the mom, right, she I don't know if it's just me, but she seems terrified of him. I don't know, what do you guys reckon? Hi Lisa, how you doing, darling? Hang on. Right, hang on. It's interesting because Game Over 2 is in America. So it's interesting that the Americans as well. I know it was a worldwide case, but I didn't realise, you know, how much coverage there was in other countries. Right. Watch a couple more videos and then we're going to go. As I say, this was a bit of a late one, last minute, because I was out. But I just wanted to just like give you an update on where I am with it. And as I say, there's so much. There really is. Has anyone got access to these files as well? Because I can't get into them. It won't let me. Right, this here, this is what I'm going to show you now. This is the 6th of September 2007. And this is when they got, you know, just before they was announced as a suspect, they were interviewed as a witness. It's only a few seconds, but this is Kate being taken in by police to be interviewed. Jimmy, get in there. Is he dead now? Who? Sorry, the dad? No. Are they on Twitter? Thank you, Susan. Please do. Well, I've managed to get the website, but it won't let me in. It says it's a dangerous website. Right, look at this. So this is, again, I've found all these old videos, look. This is only a few seconds, but it's the 6th September 2007. Now, she is never seen without him, and she's been taken in for questioning. Mocha, what community are you from then? Do I know you? You know Jimmy. You from the Jimmy's side. So she's going in here. She's going to be questioned, and we all know that the 48 questions that she never answered. So that was her going in. It's just a little snip. I don't know the account, but you know it's somebody that we know, Jimmy. It was created like a week ago or something. Right, okay. Where are we now? Let's have a look. What's this? Right, this was one of the original ones that the police were questioning. This Sergei Malinka. This man was taken away by Portuguese police on the Wednesday night, so it was a week later, in connection with their inquiry. So Sky News managed to interview him. So we're just going to watch this. Let me know if you would like me to do a full presentation. You know me, Penny darling. Well, you can be part of our community, mate. Do me a favour, just message me just to confirm it is who I think it is. And I'll give you a spanner. You don't have to say in here. Right, okay, so this dude here, this was the initial suspect before the Murat guy. Again, we're gonna, the next two shows, one is gonna be, we're gonna go through all the suspects, and two, let me know, would you like me to put these in order? I won't show the ones I've already showed you, in order of how they came about, like from the day that she went missing forward. Would you like me to just show you all of these little clips, interviews, snippets from police, this sort of thing? Hi, Nanny. Well, I thought it was that as well, but yeah, I know. But the Brown thing, I looked into it a little bit. What do you call it? Basically, what happened was, Julie, I've not seen you for ages. How you doing, sweetie? Oh, right. Game's just meant, right, Game, I will literally read all of that when I come off. Just check Discord. Right, yeah, Game Over 2 has sent me quite a lot of information. So, I don't have notifications on Discord, so I had to go in and check it. Right, I'm just going to give Mocha a wrench. Hold on. Because I know who he is now. Right, okay. Okay, right. Thought of a documentary. I'm going to be doing a documentary. Yeah, right. It's okay. So let me know if you want me to do all of this, all of the interviews in order. But before we continue, my pleasure, Mocha. In August 2008, the Portuguese police, because they're different to here, they're not as secretive as us, right? They released everything. I only found this out today. They released everything they had on this case from day one. The CCTV, everything, the interviews with the Ocean Club staff, who we were at the beginning of this stream, I was talking about what they said, and they said that those children were never left alone because one of the tapas 6 or 8, I think it's 6, were missing every night from the group. So one parent each night, a different parent stayed with the children. So they must have put all the kids in one apartment. The kids were never left alone. But they didn't want that going out in public because then it would destroy the stolen child narrative. Because you'd have known, if there was always a parent there, they couldn't say that the kid was taken. So they had to concoct, this is what the Portuguese police were saying in these files, they had to concoct the story of leaving the children alone and one parent checks on them every hour, because otherwise how would they explain how this baddie intruder had gotten in and taken her and nobody had seen? They had to, they would rather be charged with neglect, basically, because if you think about it, if you're going to admit neglect, what are you not admitting? Because no parent would do that anyway. I don't think any parent would leave the child, and no loving parent, but you certainly wouldn't admit to it unless that was much lesser than what really happened. This case makes no sense. And I believe the reason why they weren't charged with neglect was because they didn't neglect them. They were never left alone. That was all concocted to create the intruder narrative to try and cover for what they or that group did. Does that make any sense? I hope so. If that makes any sense. Right. So this is the first suspect. So we're going to watch this and I'm going to call it a night. It's getting late, but we will be back.
Computers being taken away. What were the police looking for on your computers?
I'm afraid I won't be able to answer this question.
I've never seen this, guys. Did you remember this? Do you remember the first ever suspect? I don't remember this dude. I thought it was that Robert Murat, but obviously I'm wrong. So this is what is it? 14 days on. This dude has been pulled in and they've checked his hard drive. Now, I just want to add as well before we watch it. If this was now, the Sky News or any UK media would not be interviewing as somebody who's just been pulled in, not arrested, but pulled in for questioning and had his hard drive checked. They would not be doing this. This case, like the way 9/11 set a precedent, this case set a precedent for the media asking questions. When Princess Diana died, they were asking questions. When Jill Dando got murdered, they were asking questions. Since this case, that was it. Now, when anything dodgy happens, they don't do their job. I don't remember him either, Anne. But this happened because. So anyway, let's listen.
I simply can't.
Okay, now from what you know,
Can you
did they
rewind that
find
again?
anything?
Okay.
Sergey, first of all, we saw your computers being taken away. What were the police looking for on your computers?
I'm afraid I won't be able to answer this question. I simply can't.
Okay, now from what you know, did they find anything? Obviously, they were trying to use your expertise. You're here as a computer expert, if you like. They were using your expertise to help them analyse Robert Murat's computers. Did they find anything that helped them with that from looking at your computer?
I wouldn't know. I haven't been told, and
What?
I don't know. Simply, I don't know.
Was there?
Did I just hear that correctly? Did I just? Yeah, this is what I think is going on, Jules. I really do. Right? Am I in the Twilight Zone? Did they just say at first? Why did they take away your hard drive? Are you a suspect? I'm not allowed to answer that. And then she said, they brought you in as a computer expert to try and hack into Robert Murat's, who was another suspect after this, his hard drive, and they arrested him. What the fuck? Oh, Jules. Oh, thank you, darling. That's so kind. Oh, no one does that for me anymore. Oh, that's so kind, darling. Do you know what? I'll have enough money now to get the Telegraph, and I'll be able to backdate all the articles. Between you and Lottie tonight, you've done that. Thank you. Right, I need to listen to this one more time for my own sanity. Thank you again, darling.
Well, we saw your computers being taken away. What were the police looking for on your computers?
I'm afraid I won't be able to answer this question. I simply can't.
Okay, now from what you know, did they find anything? Obviously, they were trying to use your expertise. You're here as a computer expert, if you like. They were using your expertise to help them analyse Robert Murat's computers. Did they find anything that helped them with that from looking at your computer?
I wouldn't know. I haven't been told, and I don't know. Simply, I don't know.
Was there, just gauging from the police, was there a suspicion that you were hiding something, or there was some kind of encryption involving computers, that you were hiding something for Robert Murat?
As well, again, I wouldn't know. Simply, I don't know.
Just give us a sense, if you can, of why you offered your services, you offered to help with the police investigation. Why do you think the police thought that you could help?
Well, I guess from the previous interview I gave, it's because of my computer skills. And then whatever they might find out from my interview. And so we'll see.
Just give us a sense, if you will, of your role. You are something of a computer expert, am I right?
Yes, correct.
So how do you help people?
I fix the computers if I have to, servers, any kind of assistance with the computers.
And how did you get to know Robert Murat, and what sort of assistance did you give him?
I can't comment on that.
But did he approach you? And from what we can gather, you helped set up his website.
My relationship with Robert Murat is strictly professional.
Give us a sense, if you can. We know that Robert Murat was interviewed as a suspect. Other people have been interviewed as witnesses. We heard today you were interviewed as a witness, but the police suggested that in the course of the investigation, that could lead to you being interviewed as a suspect. What do you understand from that?
What?
I guess police know better. Well, who's the suspect and who's the witness?
Just take us through yesterday, if you will. What happened? We know that you spent around 2 hours in your apartment with the police. Take us through the whole day. Tell us the story of the day.
I wouldn't want to say
you want that money?
preliminaries and minor things. It's just I've been taken by police. I got out from there late night. I got home, slept, and went there today again. And now I'm going home, and they confirmed that I'm a witness, not a suspect.
So he got taken by police, yeah? He got taken by police. He got interviewed as a witness. Kept overnight. And then he's going home now. A day later. He's a friend, no, a professional acquaintance, shall we say, of Robert Murat, who again we will be looking into him again. That'll be on the next one. And he went from being helping the police to what looked like a suspect to then what looks like a witness. A witness of what? Is anybody else getting like vibes of he came in and he was helping with erasing stuff? Anyone getting that vibe?
Aspect. So basically, I'm just going to wait for further investigation to see what's going on.
Now, you've been talking to me before we started this interview about your feelings about speculation, particularly in the Portuguese press. I mean, just what particularly do you want to set the record straight on?
Well, first of all, I'm not 30 years old. Second, I don't rape little kids.
What?
I'm a normal man. I don't do anything.
What the? Did everyone just hear that? What did we get wrong in the media? What did we get wrong? First of all, I'm not 30 years old. Second of all, I don't grape little kids. What the feck? Now do you see why it's so important to go back through all of these clips? This is why I want to do, and I need you guys to let me know if you want me to. Do you want me to get this done so that we can all just sit down and go through a load of these videos? If you don't want me to, I won't, okay? It's not a problem. Right. But if you do, let me know, because I will get them all in order, because the stuff like this is going to be in there. Let's go back. I think I'm going to do a little bit of digging as well on this guy after. Now we've got his name. He said great, but obviously I can't say the real word. Again, thank you, Jules. How you doing, Ann City Farm? Hi, Larry Weinberg, Skip Donahue. This is like, so this is somebody to do with Robert Murat, who Julius thinks is the guilty one.
The computers.
And how did you get to know Robert Murat, and what sort of assistance did you give
Hi,
him?
Mel.
I can't comment on that.
But did he approach you? And from what we can gather, you helped set up his website.
My relationship with Robert Murat is strictly professional.
Give us a sense, if you can. We know that Robert Murat was interviewed as a suspect. Other people have been interviewed as witnesses. We heard today you were interviewed as a witness, but the police suggested that in the course of the investigation, that could lead to you being interviewed as a suspect. What do you understand from that?
Well, I guess police know better. Well, who is the suspect and who's the witness?
Just take us through yesterday, if you will. What happened? We know that you spent around 2 hours in your apartment with the police. Take us through the whole day. Tell us the story of the day.
I wouldn't want to say the preliminaries and.
You wouldn't want to say what happened. that again, this wouldn't happen now. Sky would not be able to do this. They just wouldn't do it. They wouldn't care. This guy would be carted off by people high up and told to shut up. So she's asked him if he's going to be an interview suspect. I wouldn't like to say.
Minor things. It's just I've been taken by police.
What was
I
that?
got out from
Minor
there,
things. Hold on.
If you will, what happened? We know that you spent around 2 hours in your apartment with the police. Take us through the whole day. Tell us the story of the day.
I wouldn't want to say the preliminaries and minor things. It's just I've been taken by police. I got out from there late night. I got home, slept, and went there today again. And now
So she's just said the police came to your apartment and sat there for 2 hours. And then he's just said he got home, so they took him. Listen again. They took him. They didn't just go to his apartment. Listen.
The witness.
Just take us through yesterday, if you will. What happened? We know that you spent around 2 hours in your apartment with the police. Take us through the whole day. Tell us the story of the day.
I wouldn't want to say the preliminaries and minor things. It's just I've been taken by police. I got out from there late night. I got home, slept, and went there today.
Got taken by police late night. Got home, slept. He was taken in. She thought he'd been visited. We need to find out any links. I'm on the case between him and this Robert Murad. This is madness.
Today again, and now I'm going home, and they confirmed that I'm a witness, not a suspect.
Yeah, listen now, guys.
So basically, I'm just going to wait for further investigation to see what's going on.
Now, you've been talking to me before we started this interview about your feelings about speculation, particularly in the Portuguese press. I mean, just what particularly do you want to set the record straight on?
Well, first of all, I'm not 30 years old. Second, I don't rape little kids. I'm a normal man. I don't do any stuff. Third, my criminal record has been clean always. I'm a resident of this country, so they would check that before they would give me a card.
Wow.
And I simply feel hurt by media, the way they describe me as a tyrann, as something unhuman, and they, without knowing, without asking, they assume things. The false information has been placed in the journals, on the TV, and it's damaged my name, not damaged harm, I would say, and my career. And those responsible to it will be held to answer.
We know that Luge is a very small resort, really, and you've lived there for about 5 years. Did you ever come across the McCanns or Madeleine? Did you ever see her?
Never, ever, no. The first time I've heard of Madeleine was the day of, not the day, I think the following day of the tragedy.
There, again, has been speculation that there are...
Folks, did you just hear that? Did you hear what he just said? Tragedy. What does tragedy mean, folks? Someone's died. This is only 14 days on. How does he know it was a tragedy? He's just told on himself. Oh my God. It's not a tragedy. It's a missing child. It's just... I just speechless here. How does he know? Honestly, there is something going on here. His relationship with Robert Murat, he said, was purely professional. His words. And he was brought in as a computer expert. But he's just said that he knows him in a professional capacity. Therefore, this Robert Murat person would have brought him in. And the police have gone after him. So has he been brought in to wipe something and the police have found out? How does he know that she's dead? He's just said tragedy. Well, that was my first thought, Lisa, but I don't know. Abducted, yeah. Tragedy. that implies that she's dead. It's only been 14 days. It's not like it's been 14 years. Hi Mel, I'm new to your channel. Let me just get your comment up, sweetheart. Watching us for your lives. Ah, thank you, sweetheart. That's so kind. We appreciate that. It says you're Brummy, Mel. You're Brummy. I'm a Brummy originally. From Sutton Coldfield originally. Yorkshire now. His command of the English language could be just shit. It could be. But I just think that's a bit strange, though. Okay. I like to do it live, you see, Mel, because I know you're new to it and stuff, but I like to go and do all the research live, and then I'll put it into like a video after. It could be. Exactly, lovely jubbly. All of his other English is spot on. I think that was a slip there, Freudian slip. Let's have a listen again.
Information has been placed in the journals, on the TV, and it's damaged my name, not damaged harm, I would say, and my career. And those responsible to it will be held to answer.
We know that Luge is a very small resort, really, and you've lived there for about 5 years. Did you ever come across the McCanns or Madeleine? Did you ever see her?
Never ever, no. The first time I've heard of Madeleine was the day of, not the day, I think the following day of the tragedy.
There, again, has been speculation that...
Is it me, or is he looking really uncomfortable? I'm thinking he might know something. I don't think he's involved. He looks really uncomfortable. Watch his body language. He's doing these weird little jolts with his neck and stuff. Watch.
We know that Luge is a very small
He's swallowing.
resort,
Look,
really, and
watch.
you've lived there for about 5 years.
Okay, watch him swallowing.
Placed in the journals, on the TV, and it's damaged my name, not damaged harm, I would say, and my career. And those responsible to it will be held to answer.
We know that Luge is a very small resort, really, and you've lived there for about 5 years. Did you ever come across the McCanns or Madeleine? Did you ever see her?
Never ever, no. The first time I've heard of Madeleine was the day of, not the day, I think the following day of the tragedy.
There, again, has been speculation that there are records suggesting that you and Robert Murat had phone conversations around the time that Madeleine went missing. Did you speak to Robert Murat around that time?
I cannot comment on that as well, I'm sorry.
What is your relationship with Robert Murat?
My relationship with Robert Murat is strictly professional, as I quoted before.
So, just going back
to the fuck, guys? My relationship with Robert Murat is strictly professional. So he knows him. So he's obviously, Robert has clearly brought this dude in. We need to go deeper into this dude. Yeah, exactly. I'm just going to get some comments up here. Look what Rachel's just said. The following day of the tragedy. Head movement after tragedy. I know his English isn't great. I don't know. He says he's lived in Portugal for 5 years, but we don't know where he's from. He does. He has, and I know he's foreign and his English isn't great. But the thing is, even when someone's foreign, right, and their English isn't great, his body language is different depending on what he's talking about. You can see that. So I think you mean wrong there. Yeah. It's off, innit? I'm going to get his name, right? We're going to watch the end of this, and I'm going to do a bit of digging. Like I said to you before, and this is why, I know I keep repeating it, but these early interviews are so important because I believe that all of it was sorted within the first week or two. Everything since then is just he says, she says, hearsay, circumstantial nonsense. He's telling on himself, Mocha. And the neck thing is so bizarre. I've never seen anything like it before. Yeah, he's foreign, but he's not doing it all the way through, is he? So weird.
To answer.
We know that Luge is a very small resort, really, and you've lived there for about 5 years. Did you ever come across the McCanns or Madeleine? Did you ever see her?
Never ever, no. The first time I've heard of Madeleine was the day of, not the day, I think the following day of the tragedy.
There, again, has been speculation that there are records suggesting that you and Robert Murat had phone conversations around the time that Madeleine went missing. Did you speak to Robert Murat around that time?
I cannot.
Did you hear that? You were having phone conversations with Robert Murat around the time that Madeleine went missing. Wow. So he knows him very well in a professional capacity. So he lives in Portugal, and when he was asked if he's seen Madeleine before, he looked really uncomfortable and was moving his head around, and he won't answer. She's just asked him, listen back. He won't answer. This interview is golden, whoever this dude is.
Time I've heard of Madeleine was the day of, not the day, I think the following day of the tragedy.
There, again, has been speculation that there are records suggesting that you and Robert Murat had phone conversations around the time that Madeleine went missing. Did you speak to Robert Murat around that time?
I cannot comment on that as well, I'm sorry.
You're smirking.
What is your relationship with Robert Murat?
My relationship with Robert Murat is strictly professional, as I quoted before.
So just going back to these allegations of sexual offences that the Portuguese media in particular seem to be pursuing, what's your response to that?
Sexual
I simply
offences.
would ask media to leave me alone. I want to get on with my life. I have a career to run, hopefully, and I want to clear my name. So all those responsible for a false information and incorrect information will be held responsible to it.
Does it remind you of anyone? The McCanns. Anyone that says anything that they don't agree with or they don't like, I'm going to get them. I'm going to sue them. Yeah? Remind you of anyone? Just keeps repeating himself, doesn't he? So he was on the phone with this Robert Murat. She just said, right, that there's records of phone calls. This is why we need to get into these files. So Mandy said they're on Twitter. Mandy, if you're still listening, you drop me a message on Twitter. I don't have notifications on, so I don't always see them, but I'll check after this. Game Over's messaged me as well, so I'll see what he's got. I think we should do more of these videos next before we do any more, because I think these videos are so important. And I just keep finding them. I'm going digging all over the shop. I found some in DuckDuckGo, the links to YouTube, but when you search in YouTube, these videos don't come up. But when you go into DuckDuckGo and search, and you change your country to Portugal, they come up. They come up with links to YouTube.
Alone, I want to get on with my life. I have a career to run, hopefully, and I want to clear my name.
Become very animated, hasn't he, in the face?
For a false information and incorrect information, will be held responsible to.
I know Black Jacket makes no sense.
Have you ever been in trouble with the police in any way in the past?
Never. So that's the first time, and it's gone really bad. Bad in the way of media, of course.
Have you gained any sense from the police that they are going to continue? I mean, how much of your equipment, do they still have, and are they going to continue to analyse that?
They will going to continue to analyse. As the first part of a question, I can answer that.
What?
And from what
so
you
I need
can
to
gather,
listen to that again.
The suggestion.
Bad in the way of media, of course.
Have you gained any sense from the police that they are going to continue? I mean, how much of your equipment, do they still have, and are they going to continue to analyse that?
They will going to continue to analyse. As the first part of a question, I can answer that.
So the first part of the question was, how much of your equipment do they still have? He can't answer that. The second one was, are they going to analyse it? He answered that, and he says, yeah. So they're analysing his equipment, and the reporter knows. You see, the thing is, do you want me to tell you why the Sky News reporter knows so much? Because, oh my God, the moon is bright orange. And I mean bright orange. The moon's always white now. I'm going to take some pictures. Sorry, I've just seen it through the curtain. Look outside, everyone. The moon that was white, and it was glowing white, has become orange again, like it used to be. But it used to be more of a yellowy colour. Sorry, distracted. So they've taken his equipment, and the reason why the Sky News reporter knows so much is because in Portugal, unlike here, I don't know about now, but back then, the police were much more open. The police told their media what was going on, not like over here. So she knows it from the police. The Portuguese police, like I say, in August 2008, a year and a bit after this, they put everything out to their own media. And when the Portuguese media reported on what their own police had put out, the McCanns sued them as well. They sued the police. I don't think this was prearranged, Mocha. I really don't. I think that you got to remember that in 2007, the press were different. The media were asking these questions that they wouldn't be allowed to ask now because of them suing the newspapers and all the other stuff. They even got the Portuguese police to apologise to them years after this. She's been reading what she's asking him was put out by the Portuguese press at the time. Excuse me. I bet you. I'm going to find it. I'm going to go digging. The sun is orange here as well. I've not seen the moon orange for a long time. It used to be yellowy orange. It's white now. It's usually bright white, but yeah. Okay. Let's continue. Yeah, but you guys might be right. This might be prearranged, but it's not. I think if this was prearranged, it wouldn't be looking this uncomfortable. This is like the reporter has been getting this information from the Portuguese police, getting this information from the Portuguese press, and just reeling it off. And he's just putting the firing line. I don't think this is prearranged. It just doesn't seem that way, but maybe I'm wrong. But we could do with having a look at, like, I need to try and find the Portuguese press reports and see what they were saying about this dude. He probably thought, the impression I'm getting is that he thought if he speaks to this woman from Sky News, from the media in the UK, he's clearing his name. All he keeps talking about is, and he's repeatedly said, I want to clear my name. I want the people responsible for trying to destroy my name and my career answered for. It's like he knows something, but he's not done anything bad. This is the impression I'm getting anyway from this interview. But he knows something, but he's been told by someone somewhere, keep your gob shut and everything will be okay and we'll get you sorted. That's how it's coming across. And he's admitted that he knows Robert Murat, and the accusation is that he was on the phone to Robert Murat the night that Maddie went missing. Now, why Robert Murat was a suspect and then he wasn't. So this is why I want to do a show on all the suspects and what did they have and why did they just let him go? Where is he now? You know? She's asking the right questions, but I genuinely think that it's the press there are more open, because I remember when this happened, And there was so much information coming out in the UK press, and they were getting it from the Portuguese press, who were getting it from the Portuguese police. It wasn't until Gordon Brown got involved did everything become more hush-hush. And even Jerry's sister in that interview we watched earlier said she's been talking to the Chancellor. She's been to Parliament. What was it, a week after they'd gone missing? A week or so later, after her niece has gone missing, she's at Parliament creating a fighting fund, as she called it, with the Chancellor. This is not normal. This is not normal at all. Well, I didn't want to say.
And from what you can gather, I mean, the suggestion that I think it was a
Robert Murat gay, because I'm getting that sort of vibe from this dude as well.
General suggestion that being a witness can lead to being a suspect. Have you
gained
any sense
from the police he's looking very uncomfortable. Did you hear that? She said you could go from being a witness to a suspect. Watch the body language. You see, I'm not a body language expert, but I'm good at reading people. And anyone who knows me in real life will tell you that. Free speech said that. I can read people really quickly, really easily. I just can. And this guy, so many things that he's doing, like he's just stepped to one side, he's trying to pull himself out of the situation, he's touching his ear, he knows something. And I don't think he's done anything, but he knows something, and he's scared. For all we know, they've someone's threatened his family. We just don't know, do we? I'd love to know where this guy is now. Wouldn't it be interesting if he's disappeared?
The police that they are going to continue. I mean, how much of your equipment rather, do they still have, and are they going to continue to analyse that?
They will going to continue to analyze as the first part of a question. I can answer that.
And from what you can gather, I mean, the suggestion that I think it was a general suggestion that being a witness can lead to being a suspect. Have you gained any sense from the police that you will be anything other than a witness?
No, I don't really know. It's the police. They know better what they're doing, and they know that leads to investigation. So whatever they think is right is right.
Do you know anything at all about the disappearance of Madeleine McCann?
No, I know. And if I would share with everybody.
And have you had any contact with Robert Murat?
Wow. She's only gone in there and asked the question. I'm going to find out in a sec. She's just asked the question. She's asked the question, guys. Let's watch this again. Wow. Do you know what? I think that he knows something and he's fucking terrified. I will get his name. It's in this somewhere. It's in the description. I'll get it. Wow, she goes straight in there. This was what Sky News used to do. You forget what the media used to be like. Let's watch this again. She goes in there for the killer question. Do you know what happened to Madeleine McCann? Watch his reaction.
Gained any sense from the police that you will be anything other than a witness?
No, I don't really know. It's the police. They know better what they're doing, and they know that leads to investigation. So whatever they think is right is right.
So he's not even saying what he should be saying is, well, no, I won't become a suspect because they haven't done anything. But he's not. He's going, well, the police know better. So what the police say? The police say. It's so bizarre. You all right, Georgie? You okay? My George.
Anything at all about the disappearance of Madeleine McCann?
No, I know. And if I would share with everybody.
And have you had any contact with Robert Murat in these past few days?
We know no, I know. And if I would
watch the
share
face.
With everybody. What they think is right is right.
Do you know anything at all about the disappearance of Madeleine McCann?
No, I know. And if I would share with everybody.
And have you had any contact with Robert Murat in these past few days? We know he's been lying low in his apartment. You have a professional relationship. Have you had any contact at all?
No, he never contact me. I never contact him. No.
And from what you know, I mean, how is he dealing with this?
Swallowing.
To be honest, I have no idea.
So from here, what will happen for you? What do you intend to do to carry on setting the record straight, as you put it?
Like I said before, I would like to clear my name. I would like to get the record straight with the media that's been presenting false and incorrect information by holding them responsible to
Eyeballs.
the
Look at his eyeballs, folks.
to get the record straight with the media that's been presenting false and incorrect information, by holding them responsible to the information and proving them wrong with the facts.
Wow.
Sergey, first of all,
whoopsie
with all
daisy.
your computers being...
I've linked that in a couple of times, folks, if you want to go and check that out. Let's have a quick look at his name. I know it was Sergey something. Sergey. Let me just write this down. I'll just put it into Google, actually. Didn't want to be on this long tonight because it was only supposed to be a quick catch-up because I was so late. Sergey Malanka. Right. Trust me, folks. My next one was going to be a deep dive into the suspects in order. It's starting with this guy and Robert Murat. Well, that was before that came out, Blackjack. That hadn't happened yet. This was before that. They only got accused like a long time after. Wow, wow, wow. Guys, he's in the files. There's so much here. Oh my God. He's in the PJ files. I found the search warrants, guys. Oh my God. I found the search warrants for his house. I found his mugshot. Wow. Sorry, I'm getting a bit carried away now. This is madness. I think we might have to continue this tomorrow. I think this is too exciting to wait. Let me just show you this quickly, folks. I don't know whether it's going to let me. I will do my best. All right, but they're not. I'm going to try and open it on my laptop. Hold on. Quick look at this before we go. I'm going to carry this on. I'm going to carry this on tomorrow. Hold on a minute. I expected to do some interviews and then to start on the Robert Murat and then move on to the protesters, but I can't really cover them properly because I'm on YouTube, and then move on to this Kristen Berdybecker dude who I think is a total patsy, and then this happens. Right, bear with me. I really can't cover the Podesta brothers on here, guys. I hope you can understand that. Look at this. Hold on. Let me just see if this has come through. This is what I mean. There's so much to cover. Why hasn't it gone through? Hang on. Right. Oh, let's hope this works. You cunt. Sorry. Naughty word. I've got it. Sorry, folks. Right, here we go. Now, this is from the file. Now, the Portuguese police, I was telling you earlier, the Portuguese police released in August 2008, they released everything what they had to the Portuguese media. By law, they have to. Unlike here. I don't know if they do now, but they did then, right? So this is from that. So this is from the McCann, the PJ files, official inquiry files and documents, Sergey Malanka and Svetlana Malanka, mother of him. So his mother was also taken in for questioning. Search warrant and apprehension of items. Here's all the paperwork, folks. Search warrant for his home. written note from the police official regarding search, written note from official regarding search. So all of these, this is the handwritten document for the search and seizure of Sir J. M.'s residence, with 2 copies of the official warrant. The list of items is more easily seen typewritten in later examinations. So it was typed. This is the written version. Where's the date? Right, there's the date. So this was the 16th. This was the day before that interview. Now, this wasn't put out until August 2008. So at the point of that interview, all of this was not public knowledge. Well, it wasn't public in the public domain. But clearly, somebody in the Portuguese police has been leaking stuff to the press. Okay, so that's handwritten, which is no good because obviously we can't read it, right? So I need to, with that, we're going to go to the typed up ones. There's his mugshot there. Now, what's this? It's in foreign, so obviously I'd have to get a translator. But this is a tribunal. I think this is a court, criminal court. I don't know. I need to get a translator on this, folks, because obviously I can't speak Portuguese. But there's a lot of stuff in here. This is a summary of the examination of 9 mass storage devices, discs and memory sticks cards collected from Sergei's house. The report states that nothing was found of relevance for the case. 27 CD-ROMs, how crazy is that, talking about CD-ROMs, were also analysed and found to contain pornography and in one disc, bestiality. Wow, you fucking rungun. That is why he's looking like that, because he knows they've found his sick fucking pastime. There you go. Wow, wow, wow. What are people saying in chat? Got some oh my gods in there. His mother. It's what I mean. This is so deep. Like, this is what I was saying today. I could go on these for God knows how long. But if people don't want me to, I won't. But if people want me to, I will. I'm glad that this has been partly translated here. But there was nothing found of interest to the case but pornography and bestiality. Witness testimony of him. Witness statement. Right. This is his witness statement. On the 16th, literally the night before that interview we've just seen, this was the witness statement. There is no relationship as envisaged in Art 134, paragraph 1, which is one of these two, which I need to look at in a minute. On the matter of the file, he said he comes to the file as a witness. Although of Russian, he's Russian, guys. Although of Russian nationality, he fully understands the Portuguese language in its oral and written forms. He has been in Portugal for nearly 7 years. He lives with his parents. He has a Portuguese girlfriend. Asked, he said he knows Robert Murat since the summer of last year. He thinks he came to know him. He thinks, how can you think? He thinks he came to know him through his neighbour, blurred out, who introduced the witness to Robert, claiming that he was a good designer of pages and websites. When speaking to Robert, he explained the type of page that he wanted. So Robert employed him to do you know, IT stuff. And the witness performed the work. He created a website. It was a page of real estate for sale on the internet without resorting to a property firm whose name was After completing the draft, he returned to him the copyright as well as the username and password. He recalls that the username was a 1 and the password was 123. Wow, that's an amazing secure password there, which was altered by Robert. So he doesn't have the passwords anymore. After the delivery of the work, he had 3 weeks to make alterations, as a page of this size needs a few changes. He knows that his enterprise, this must be his company, belonged to Robert. Oh, so that's what he made for him, and to a woman of the name Michaela, who hardly interfered. This is his witness statement, guys. That guy, you're coming in, we've just watched the interview. This is his witness statement. And this was only hours before that interview, but was always present at meetings, this Michaela Bird. Other than this website, he did not carry out any other work for Robert or Michaela. The meetings to which he refers were carried out in the bedroom in Robert's home in Casa Liliana and in the Baptista supermarket. What? So he did work for him in Robert Murat's bedroom and in the supermarket. Come on. He confirms that 4 years ago, hang on, he said he met him last summer. 4 years ago, he was at the home of Robert at the request of his mother. So he's just contradicted his own statement. He's just said he met him a year ago through the neighbour, but then in the same statement, he's just said that he was with him 4 years ago at the request of his mother, Robert's mother, Jane Murat, to format her computer. So it's just a walking contradiction. So that the operating system would work faster and to install antivirus. He did not know Robert at the time, right? But he went and worked for Robert's mother, but he didn't know her, right? Okay. Nor did he know that Jane was his mother. That this contact was established by the mother through the firm where the witness worked, 125 computers, situated on the EN 125, which is obviously a road. As his employer failed to pay his salary, he left the firm 3 years ago. So he's saying that where he used to work, he got sent to work for Robert Murat's mother, right? But the company, he never knew who they were, right? This is just a coincidence, apparently. But then, and then he didn't get paid, so he walked away from the company. And then 4 years on, his own mother recommended her son to Murat. Do you find this believable, folks? He had sole professional contacts with Robert, although Robert Murat had invited him to form a joint business, which was refused by the witness. So he knew him quite well then. You don't go into business with a no one, do you? The first contact with Robert, as already said, was in the last summer to create the web page. This occurred near the Church of the Light, where there was only Robert and the witness. They met at a church. He now alleges that RUI, whose RUI was not present personally. He only gave Robert's phone number to this Sergio. Who's that? The creation of the internet page took about 3 weeks to a month. Robert paid him 3,000, I'm guessing euro, in 2 installments. The first part of the payment was at the beginning and the second at the end. Second time they met, 2 or 3 days later, not knowing where this occurred, but thinks it was in the supermarket. Come on. He does not know a time. Second meeting was to show him the page. He believes on Robert's laptop. Contacts for the meetings were made by mobile phone. The other meetings, he does not know how many, but he claims there had been 5 or 6 times, occurred in a space of 2 or 3 days, where they gave information to the witness to carry out work on the page. These meetings were conducted at his house, whose house the witnesses, in the room opposite the gates, where he had a portable computer in the kitchen in the Batista, which is apparently the supermarket. He doesn't know specific days. They were between these times. In some of these meetings, this Michaela, who was Robert's friend, apparently, was present. He knows that Robert went to the UK. During the work, he had some problems with Robert of a professional nature because he demanded changes and sometimes the witness forgot to perform them. The last time... You're right. What's the matter?
Okay.
I'm all right because I'm going to have something to eat in a minute. So I'm coming off now. The last time they met was at the request of Robert, who called the witness in to perform other work and improve the page. The day after the telephone contact, he met with him together with Michaela. This meeting took place on the 30th of April 2007. Let's not forget that Madeleine went missing on the 3rd of May. So the contact call occurred on the 29th. It was held in the supermarket. Why would these two men keep meeting in the supermarket, folks? Does anyone find that bizarre? What's that about? Where are we now? It was agreed that the witness would try the page following indication Robert. The indications were given by email. The witness email address deleted. The last call with Robert, he believes, was on May the 11th. So all this was going on during the time that Madeleine went missing. When the witness was contacted, he thinks around 4. This contact was to draw the attention of the witness because the page opened incorrectly. He calls trying to call Robert on the 14th, but the appliance disconnected, so he changed his number. He describes his days as follows. He wakes in the morning, he has breakfast, goes to deal with professional matters, visits customers. So he's having to explain his movements. He does not know the localities, and yet he's lived there for 7 years or corresponding times. No lunch, returning home at 6 to 7, where he consults his email and calendar. Rarely leaves at night. When he does, he is accompanied by his girlfriend to go to the cinema or a restaurant. He usually schedules his services the day before he executes them. He states that he has all his appointments with the date, hour and client's name recorded on his home computer. Regarding the day of the 3rd of May, again, this is the statement of that dude. He did not meet or spoke with Robert. This is the day Maddie went missing. Apparently, I think it was the day before, which I spoke about before. On this day, he followed the routine as described above. As for the computers, he had his own. He said one of them is his property without brand. Oh, so he's created it then, he's made it. The other 2 belong to customers, including a customer from Burgar, but he does not know his name. And another in the firm Avenue Properties, with offices in Lagos and Pral de Luche, which is where Madeleine went missing. In his car, he also had a laptop computer, which he bought today. He bought today on the 16th. He had, where are we now? He bought today in the People's Radio brand Acer. Also in Burgar, he has a client by the name of Sally, a female, who is the aunt or cousin of Robert. Come on, guys. This guy is deep in with Robert Murat, clearly, right? He's done work for his mother. He's done work for him. He's also got a client who is Robert Murat's cousin or aunt. He is deep in with this guy. He reckons he's only known him a year. He's clearly known him for longer than a year, because what are the chances that he did work for Robert's mother? God, it's so late. I didn't know it was that late. Wow. I never do streams this long, ever. Not anymore. Gosh. I'm going to have to go in a sec, guys. How much is this going to go on for? We're nearly done. We'll finish this, okay? So he's also doing work for Sally, who's his cousin. She was home. She has a home called Sasilato near the International School of Burgar. This visit occurred about a week ago, around the 8th or 9th, with specific reference to the 3rd of May. Again, that's the day that Maddie is supposed to have gone missing, but I think it was the 2nd. The witness confirms to have woken up at his parents' home between 9 and 10, having followed his normal professional activity. Does this sound like a witness or a suspect? Yeah, it's true, Rachel. It has been. I wouldn't mind if I was earlier, though, but it's just been a really crazy late night. So, you know, he does not recall which customers were visited. Right, so hang on a minute. The day that she went missing, this is not a witness. He's having to give a statement on where he was. Does that sound like a normal witness? I think you're right, Terry Knowles, pedo circle. He's involved with Robert Murat more than just professional, which is why he looks so uncomfortable. So listen to this. So on the day that Maddie went missing, he's saying he followed his normal activity, which is further on, which is the service and repair of computers. He does not recall, come on guys, he does not recall which customers were visited. Come on. It was a week ago. It was a week ago. It's nearly 1 o'clock in the morning here, Mocha, and I've not even eaten anything since yesterday. When I say yesterday, I mean Friday. Like, I was going to have some cereal or something. I felt really rough yesterday as well. It was really weird. Excuse me. Right. So he doesn't remember. Yeah, every other day he remembers what customer he said. But the day that Maddie went missing, he doesn't remember. He also does not recollect having lunch that day. So he doesn't remember anything about that day or where he had his dinner. This is looking so dodgy, right? He does not recollect. He got home at 6. He dined with the family and stayed in his room for the rest of the night, using the computer for games, messenger, internet, and may have carried out some repairs. The next day, he learned about the disappearance of a girl through an image put in the shop window of a shop near his house. He asked a member of staff what had happened, who also could not explain to him. He had a day without changes that easy. He did all his tasks he had planned to perform. He affirms not to have had any involvement in the efforts that were made by almost all local residents in the search of the missing girl named Madeleine. So he said he's had no involvement in the search, even though almost every single local was involved in the search. This was due only to lack of time, since he had much work and could not fail in the commitment to customers. So he said he was too busy to search. With regard to the telephone contact he received on the 3rd of May, so we did speak to Robert Murat on the day that Madeleine went missing at 11:30 at night. So he's just said to the reporter, I can't talk about that. He received on the 3rd of May at 11:30, made by Robert. He affirms that he does not recall having received such a call. They know because they've gone through his stuff. So they know he had a call because look, with regard to the telephone contact he received, so that the police know, right? The police know his number rang him. And when questioned, he said he affirms that he does not recall having received such a call. But if this did happen, it would have been to arrange a meeting with the same for professional reasons, even though they said they've not spoken. He affirms he is not protecting Robert and never to have had the intention to take any kind of responsibility for him, including the activities undertaken for him on his computer. He does not know anything that can contribute to finding the location of the girl or for any another kind of explanation for the events under investigation. No other information to provide for the file. And then we've got a list of further items confiscated, right? We've got more stuff here. I think we're going to continue tomorrow because there's a lot to go through. Guys, I weren't going to stream tomorrow, but I think we should continue this. What do you reckon? What do you reckon, folks? I think I might do it. I'll tell you what I might do. Might go a lot earlier because I've got so much to do. So what I might do is do the stream earlier on in maybe late afternoon or something. Because I weren't gonna stream tomorrow because I've got so much to do. So I will do it, but I can't guarantee what time yet. But I will do it because these files, right, this is the PJ files, what I've been talking about. It's really difficult getting them up, but if you know what you're looking for, you can get them. But if I just put in files and I put the index in, it won't let me open them. But if we know the specific names, we can do a search. So guys, bear with me, keep an eye on my channel. When I know I can got a free couple of hours, I'll set it up. Might be earlier. It definitely won't be later than tonight. Do you know, the one time that I'm in a rush when I'm taking George out as well, this is typical. George wants to go the long way, which, you know, he likes to go different ways. He wants to go investigate the houses over the road and the gardens. Then he wants to do his full walk, which is fine. Then we end up chatting to a nice lady with a dog. And then George wants to bark at the dogs, and the dogs have a little meeting and make friends and have a sniff. We end up chatting for ages. And I'm like, in all the times that George just does one standard walk, this is why I got back so late, you know. But anyway, we will be on this tomorrow. What happened to him now? I don't know, new hobby, but I will be on that. So yeah, I'll be there at some point tomorrow, but just bear with me. I can't let you know when yet. And then I think what we'll do, we'll have Monday and Tuesday. I'm really busy. Like, George is dragging my laptop now. I'm coming now. Do you want mummy? Watch. Honestly, this dog's hilarious. He's like, mummy, I want your attention. I'm sorry, George. Right. Gizmo's asleep, I think. Yeah, he's asleep. George is more ADHD. He doesn't stay still. He wants my attention all the time. Where Gizmo, he wants his attention in between sleeping, but George doesn't sleep a lot. He's very hyper. He's more ADHD. Gizmo's more autistic. Honestly, these dogs. Oh, is he with you? Is he asleep with you, though? Anyway, we'll continue this tomorrow. What about what? Oh, sorry, I've just seen that. Right, okay. Guys, we are going to cover so much of this. We have to, because I've got my teeth into it now. And once I start, you know, Al knows what I'm like. Once I start, I can't help it. Oh, you know, he does like walking, but he pushes himself too far. And thank you again to Lottie and to Jules for helping out. And then I can get the telegraph thing. Let me just put in, and this is just if anybody wants to help with the wish list. Hang on. Hold on, George. Is it gone now? You can tell I never put my links in, can't you? Right, if anybody wants to help out with all this animal stuff, I'd be really grateful. We don't have to, obviously. This might not work, I don't know. Let's see if that works. Oh, it's worked. Right, okay, there you go. So that's all the animal stuff. And this is for anything towards the animal stuff. So thank you, everyone, in case anybody does want to, don't have to. Right then, thank you so much, everyone, and I will see you all tomorrow. Keep a lookout. And we'll literally continue exactly where we left off. Take care. Good night. God bless. Remember to hit the like, guys. It does help the algorithm. If you don't like the content, just hit the dislike and unsub. I won't cry. Right, see you later, guys. Night night. God bless. Bye.